So what we're actually going to be talking about is Need for Speed Unbound, and as well as Need for Speed Unbound customizations. They've actually released a trailer of the customization, so what they're going to be expected. However, they've actually announced more news about it and information. So what I've done is I've actually broken it down for you lot, so you'd have to actually read it. And I've obviously managed to get the highlight points, so let's talk about it. So firstly, livery sharing is per platform, meaning it's actually separated, so it's not actually cross-play. So yeah, it's going to be different on each platform, so it's actually not all in one yet. So Need for Speed is still a bit slow on that, but it just is what it is. But it's fine, to be fair, it's fine. However, I want to actually be talking about new stuff now that's actually being included in the game. So yeah, some of this stuff is already in the game as well, like in previous Need for Speed, as well as I'm actually going to announce obviously the new stuff as well. So let's go. So I'm going to be reading the list through of what we've got. So we've obviously got new rims, new tires, windows and window tints potential. So yeah, and obviously tinted lights as well. License plates, we can already change, that's all right as well. Pre-made body kits have returned, so that's actually really interesting to see. Obviously normally in last Need for Speed of Need for Speed Heat, they've obviously gave us all the body kits and you kind of mix and match as well what you want. However though, they've obviously within this one, I'm guessing they've obviously done a mix and match, as well as you can obviously just do it as a pre-whole thing maybe, I don't know, but yeah. So that has returned in the game, as well as obviously new stickers and derelicts and stuff like that. Well, obviously we already knew and we've already seen that in the customizations Unbound trailer. And I will say this as well, this is a new thing as well that's come up recently, which is a legendary customs. So what legendary customs are is basically, for example, looking at the defender, just changing the absolute look on the defender and just giving it a whole new look, as well as the Bozuki, I think that's how you pronounce it, the cars of those. So for example, the Fair Lady, that got an absolute transformation. So cars that actually get an absolute transformation, those are more likely to be classed as a legendary custom card. So yeah, so overall though, this is probably going to be if anything a new thing and a new theme, so that's kind of cool to see. But yeah, and next we obviously have strength of the forced induction. Now you probably think, what the hell does that even mean? The strength of forced induction is basically changing the sound of your car, but not even that, a bit more specific and a bit more in depth. We're actually be able to maybe potentially change, if not change, the turbo of the car, but the sounding of the turbo of the car. So you can actually have it a lot more louder or a lot more subtle and a lot more quieter. So already with the sounding of this game, it's actually really incredible. Get it, sounding, because the pun is intent. I don't know if that's a pun, but yeah. But overall though, there's going to be an increase, and if not an actual good feedback on the sounding of the game, I can already feel. So they've actually improved more on the sounding, if anything, as well, which is actually pretty cool to see. I'm definitely hoping as well, they obviously got some nice music as well coming along. They might actually release that potentially in the future. I definitely will see that, probably see that coming like a playlist or part of a playlist maybe anyway. So yeah, but overall though, yeah, so you can obviously change the sound of your turbo, sound exhaust and stuff like that. It's always been a thing anyway, but the sound of the turbo is a bit more different, so that's actually quite cool to see. So yeah, that's all the the stuff that's actually new and kind of included into the game now. So yeah, and for performance parts now, and this is like performance parts, obviously mods and stuff like that, let's talk about that. So firstly, engine swaps have obviously returned, and if not, obviously are going to be staying. It looks like it's going to be staying, which is actually a big dub, and if anything as well, actually is incredible to see. As well as obviously modifications wise, they're very similar, if not the same, if anything as well. So it's literally just the same as the same old. So there's no point me mentioning like ECU and stuff like that or whatever, some shit like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point me mentioning brakes and tires, and you know what I mean? It's all the same. It's literally all the same. And stock to pro parts are obviously going to be the same as well. So there's obviously, they kept that kind of theme going along as well. Perks have obviously returned as well. No new perks that have obviously been mentioned that I've seen. If anything, they're all just the exact same. So if anything, I feel like Need for Speed have actually hit the nail, if anything, on the performance. So they've actually, I feel like, to be fair to you, I feel like they've obviously done this quite well as well. But however though, there is more information to be talked about, as well as the handling, because you know, performance equals handling, does it? I don't know, but let's talk about it. So firstly, obviously with the handling, stuff like that in general, live tuning is obviously still a thing and it's still there about, which is good to see. However, depending on your parts, the better the parts you get, the more you can change your car. So for example, grip to drift, etc. So yeah, so what I mean by this is basically the better the parts you get, you can obviously kind of do more to your car and actually like maybe change more of the steering, a bit more in depth and stuff like that in general. If not, actually have it a bit more drifted compared to having like a lot less parts. Like for example, if you were to have stock parts compared to a pro part, you do a lot more in pro than a lot more than and a lot less in stock. So yeah, so obviously that's like obviously quite a new thing, if anything, as well. It's actually quite cool to see. They actually affect live tuning in general. And also do want to obviously mention as well that there is also no brake to drift no more, and you can literally either go from gas, I think it's gas to gas or something like that, or gas to tap, or brake to tap as well. However, you can also do that. You can also turn them off fully, which is obviously the big deal so far, because I don't think ever in Need for Speed history is that like even that has ever happened that I've ever heard of anyway. But yeah, you can actually turn them all off now, which is actually pretty sick to see. So yeah, obviously default braking, so brake to drift is actually always default. So when you do start up the game, it's going to be default anyway to brake to drift. However, you can obviously turn this off and actually have it fully off or as well. So that's actually quite nice to see as well. So they've obviously you know, put that in there, and they've obviously changed it up, which is wicked as well. However though, obviously as well, at the same time, you can obviously change your character. I'm not really talking much about the character. I don't really care about this, so that's why I didn't really like, I want to put this in the video. But you can change your character, obviously, like the head size and stuff like that, and obviously like you can change like the body parts and stuff, so that's kind of interesting to see. Overall though, as well, with obviously modifications as well, they've obviously mentioned as well something about maybe you could potentially change your garage potentially, or the better you get throughout the game, your garage changes or whatever. So potentially you might actually be able to customize your garage potentially. I don't know. I think it's a bit too early at the minute for even to be allowed to do that, but if we are allowed to do that, then if anything, that's a new thing that's just coming to the game, which is actually pretty sick to see. But this is just a potential, you could build your own garage basically. So yeah, so obviously my reaction to the recent news and obviously what I've just told you, just what do I think of the game? I actually think it's actually been saved, if anything, as well, because I felt like they've actually lacked a lot when it comes to customizations back in the day. Obviously now I'm hoping to obviously see, for example, a Honda NSX actually have more customization ratings and a lot more cool stuff to do to it. So yeah, as well as maybe the McExige. Obviously I'm a bit more of a fanboy to McExige, so I'm actually hoping that they kind of do something cool to it. But yes, but overall though, going back into that, actually, like, you know, just generalizing in general, I definitely think this is actually really cool to see. It's nice to see as well. They've obviously like including new things, new stuff, new handling techniques as well, so it's actually going to go a lot more pro, if anything, as well, and especially, so that's actually kind of cool to see as well. So yeah, it's cool, it's nice, and if anything, the game's getting a bit more in depth now, which is obviously nice to see. Hopefully they obviously don't like sack it off midway through, obviously, in the game. There's obviously still that as a worry as well, because, you know, they've done that, what, like 3 to 2 times maybe. So yeah, don't, like I said, and I still will say this now, I don't want to get my hopes up, man. I really don't want to get my hopes up, because Need for Speed always has let me down every year, but I'm actually hoping this year, or this time, whatever, it actually becomes kind of cool. Obviously they've let me down tremendously when it comes to networking and stuff like that. So obviously, you know, going online and stuff and having like up to 4 players in a party, like, I know a lot of people will say, Exige, that's not really a big deal, not really a big issue. I can understand that, your point of view there, but for me as an online player, I actually like to enjoy online games, and obviously especially as well when it comes to online racing, it's a lot more fun with the community. So for me, it's definitely a big aspect to me. But overall though, when it comes to story arc based and stuff like that, it's definitely is tremendously incredible. And I'm obviously hoping as well the story won't be too quick, but it might actually will be quick, because most Need for Speed stories end up being quick, but that's just me anyway. I might just complete it kind of quickly compared to others, but yeah. But overall though, yeah, I like it. It's quite cool, quite nice to see, and Need for Speed has indeed been saved when it comes to customizations. And yeah, I can't wait for the game to come out at some point in the future. So yeah, but the real question is, McExige, are you going to get Need for Speed Unbound 2022, my friends? And I will say this, and I will say this again many times throughout the entire videos I've made in Need for Speed Unbound videos. But yeah, it's not a yes and it's not a no, but take that as you will. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure you give the video a big genuinely give the video a thumbs up right now. I don't care. Your crush at your school, at your university, at your college, at your workplace does not fancy you unless you subscribe to the channel as well as like the video. If you don't do this, your crush does not fancy you, bro. So please, if you want to have your crush absolutely love you, then like the damn video. But anyway guys, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video, a Need for Speed video. So yeah, peace.